And again. And again. Oh, and again. And again. I'm Jake and welcome back to another video on my automotive channel. It's Saturday morning, 10 AM, it's lovely outside, a little bit windy, but the sun is out and that's the main thing, and I want to crack on with my Fiat 850 Sport. Now, over the last week or two, I've had several boxes arrive, especially from Ricambrio, Autobella, eBay, and a couple of other shops, mainly to get parts for the 850. It's not too hard to get parts for, but there are a few bits that are a little bit harder to find. But I got parts here, and that's the main thing. Now, we have had it running, which was fantastic. It turned out the coil was wired up wrong, and then we found out there was the earth cable from the engine to the body was no good. So, done all that, we had it running, sounds absolutely lovely. So now, we got the rad out, gave that a wash through, and that's going back in today along with the new water pump, the correct water pump, which I'll explain later. And then it's just putting that back together. I want to change the oil as well in today's video, and then fingers crossed we can put some coolant in it, put some fresh oil in it, and it should run as it should. And then I can move on to the important stuff like brakes, because at the moment it has no brakes. But I hope you enjoy this video. Let's crack on with it. Right, let's get started. So here is the original radiator, and it flushed through really nicely. I do have a new bottom pipe to go on as well, which connects to the water pump. This is the new water pump. The original water pump was completely knackered. When I bought the car, the previous owner bought a water pump for the car, but it was the wrong one. It was angled higher up. I haven't got it here with me. I should have collected it yesterday, but I forgot. But this is the right, correct water pump apparently, but I won't know until the rad is in, and then how the surrounding goes on that too, over the fan. I'm just not going to know until it's all fitted. Another issue we had was the bolts. So the bolts for that will go into the side of the engine down here. They were too long, so I picked these up, but it turns out only 2 of these are going to be good. As you can see with the bolts, if I put it through there, pretty much bang on. He's a little bit too long, so he will have to be cut. But I do have one of the originals, but only one original. I would check a box of bits that come with the car, but I only have one at the moment. I don't know, maybe a shorter one for there. And see the problem here? So yeah, but I got loads of nuts and bolts in the garage of Fiat 500s, so I will have a look through and see what I got. As I mentioned, I do have one of the original ones. Hopefully the others are somewhere in the box of bits, but there's the original one. So hopefully we can source that. But anyway, before I do all that, the rad needs to go back on. I need to get some Jubilee clips for the pipes. And I need to replace this pipe on the front here, which I have a new one ready to go on. Okay, I got the rad back in. I did actually plan on filming me putting this back in, and I totally forgot to set the camera up. And then by the time I set the camera up, it kept getting in the way of tightening the bolt up down the bottom there. So yeah, the rad's in. Sorry you didn't see that one going in, but there it is. A few other things to note. We've got new plugs, new leads, new coil. This one, I believe it's called a regulator. That one's new. I got all this stuff a couple of weeks ago, or 2 weeks ago now. Got that all fitted. Obviously you got a nice big air box to go on here, but that'll go back on after. New Dizzy, new what they called, condenser on the side there. We haven't got the fuel tank linked up at the moment, because we don't know what's in the fuel tank. We'll have to find that out, but it does run, so that's the main thing. I obviously putting this radiator back in, I'm going to put the expansion tank back in, clean it out and put it back in, but I do have a new one on the way, which is the main thing, and I also need a new pipe for it because the pipe it needs replacing basically. I've also got a load of steel fuel lines to fit as well, which would be fun, but I still got to get a pipe on the top, put the cap back on, I'll put the expansion tank back in, and yeah, go from there. Right, here is the expansion tank. Now, when I took this off the car, it was mank. I mean, that's just some of the stuff that come out of it just now. I've just filled it with hot soapy water because I have a theory that this pipe was blocked. Because when I took the cap off, there was a massive release of pressure, as it is now, not on the car. I took the cap off about 5 minutes ago and it's just... So, I reckon that pipe was blocked, and all the crap that come out of it, just, yeah, green sludge, arbor stuff, same came out the radiator. So I filled it with hot soapy water, and I'm hoping it looks a bit better, but this should just help clean it out. This is where I need a unit. It is currently snowing. It was lovely and sunny, and now it's snowing. But anyway, let's get back to work. Okay, sun's out again, it stopped snowing. I don't know why it was snowing in the middle of April, but here we go. So, water pump is back on, which is fantastic. I found 2 more original bolts and was missing one. I've had to improvise, and you can probably see where with all these washers until I get the right one. Because this is the one I used. I had to use, I didn't want to cut it because I can't use an angle grinder because of my heart issues. So yeah, it doesn't look the best. It's not permanent, it's just for now. But the rad does line up with the fan, which was the main thing. That's what was not happening with the other water pump. So I got to put the alternator back on. I just got to get some washers on here. And yes, I do have bouts as well. Brand new bouts to go on. Right, I don't know how much you're going to see of this because I'm probably going to be in the way, but I think the idea is the alternator goes on, it's adjustable, and then obviously we can put the bouts on after. It's just an awkward thing to get on there. So I don't know how much you're going to see of me putting this on, because my arm's probably got to be in the way. There we go. Yeah, he needs a space at the back there. I thought so. Okay. Now I wonder if that's meant to be something like that. Because that one lines up, and then that one would line up with that one. So I do think he needs a couple more spacers in there. It's just all about lining it up now. Okay, so we are going to start the car. Fuel tank set up. Hopefully, I'm hoping this works. That pipe's not really staying in there. I'm going to have to find a way of... Okay, right. Oh, the battery's charged. Let me just make sure everything's on. Correct. Yeah, 1 minute. Gotta try and film this on my phone at the same time. Right, try. And try again. One and Anna. And again. And again. Right, and again. And again. Here you go. that's good then. Wow, there you go guys. I'm very sorry this video is a bit hit and miss with everything going on, with the weather changing every 5 seconds, and yeah, but we got it running. I was messing around in the car whilst we was going through another storm whilst it was running, and it turns out the car has a kill switch. I pressed the kill switch and then it wouldn't start again. The battery ain't charged enough, and yeah, but we did test the alternator and it was charging the battery, but it didn't charge it enough, and we gave up because we didn't want to start it again because it was just raining too much. I've just put that one for now, just to let any excess fuel drip out the pipe, because we don't want it going on the floor. But there you go, and the temperature gauge went up as well. That's working, that's all good, so that's a bonus. But yeah, I think that's going to be it for this video. It's a big job to get that water pump back on, and I know it's not ideal with those washers. I've got a lot of washers on there. Oh, there we go, a lot of washers. You can't even see them now, but we'll get that sorted. I want to replace that pipe. The new one of this is on the way, so that'd be good, and we'll get that done, and then I can look at cleaning it up. I'm going to change the fuel lines. Like I said, I got some braided fuel lines, which should be quite nice. But yeah, so yeah, well done, well done. So there we have it guys. I got a few bits done on the car. I was hoping to film more, but it just felt like the camera and the tripod was getting in the way every time I tried doing something. I even had a tripod on my phone underneath to get some footage of tightening up the radiator and that, and it just kept getting in the way. I don't know how these YouTubers do it and that, but I'll figure out a way, and I want to share this build, this restoration with you all. So I'm gonna look at some equipment, see what I can do differently in that. But at the same time, obviously I struggle tightening certain things up, so I gotta get Hannah in, or if my brother's around or dad, they can have a go at it. But I try and do what I can. So yeah, the Fiat's going really well. It started, it ran, it sounded great. It's going to sound even better with that. Very nice exhaust that I've bought, which I haven't showed you yet, but that'll be coming up obviously. And we'll do a before and after, what the car sounds like and then what it sounds like. It looks like the battery, there's something up with the battery. Maybe it was not fully charged, because we did jump it using Hannah's little Fiat Cento. But anyway, that's all stuff we can work at. The alternator was charging, so that's the main thing. So fingers crossed. I got the battery on charge now in the garage, and yeah, we can get this little Fiat 850 running. Once it's running, the brakes are done, it's going straight down for welding. It doesn't need too much, and obviously it's not having a full restoration straight away, just enough to make it roadworthy. Even though it doesn't need an MOT, it's tax and MOT exempt, it still needs to be roadworthy, of course. So I want to get the brakes done, get the tyres done. I'm going to have a look at spraying the wheels up myself, just temporarily, just to make them look a bit better. But they will, of course, be done properly at a later date. But yeah, that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Sorry it's hit and miss everywhere. Like I said, we had hailstorm 4 or 5 times. Snowstorm twice, and then it was sunny. Like I thought, oh, Saturday morning, it's lovely and sunny, let's crack on, let's get this video started, start working on a car. And it really was like every 10-20 minutes we had rain or snow or hailstorm. But yeah, that's living in Britain. I really want to get this car in the garage, and I should very soon. I have an update coming on the Jolly. But anyway, I'm rambling on. Thank you for subscribing. Please remember to like and subscribe if you're interested in this project. And I will see you all again very, very soon. Bye until next time.